Okay, everyone, it's time to get down to what really matters. You know, when we wrap up the games of the year and put them through their paces and come up with our ranked lists and all those sorts of things, there's just some things that get lost in the shuffle, you know, some things that we don't stop and smell the roses about. And this year it's been nice to be able to carve out a little bit of time to make sure that this particular award does not fall through the cracks. You know, we did do a quick look over this game and gave everyone kind of an early look at this sort of stuff. But now I'm going to be going through in a more official capacity and delivering to you the ranking of character select screen face images found in WWE 2K20. We're going to build a ranked list here of all of these WWE superstars. In this video game, let's call it a video game. WWE 2K20, a video game. All right, so let's start here. Adam Cole. I feel like there's a width. When I think about Adam Cole's head, I think like this seems a little bit wider and a little more square around the top than I think the real Adam Cole is. Like I don't feel like they've captured his essence here very well, but he is the first, so he is technically currently the best. So there's Adam Cole, number one on our list here. Yeah, no, this is something. It's there, but it's not. It's there, but it's not. Ooh. All right, look, AJ Styles' hair is luxurious and ridiculous. And I think they've captured ridiculous here, but not in the way that is true to life. I think that just doesn't look right, man. Between the hair and just the face, like again, like you know, from a distance, you go like, oh yeah, okay, I guess that's an AJ Styles. I'm gonna say this is worse than Adam Cole. I think they've done a better. Okay, this goes in below Adam Cole. All right, AOP figuring in very heavily these days. Again, a width issue. Because like, okay, let's break this format here a little bit and really just look at this dude. Nope, okay, yeah, that'll actually work. What? Goddamn. No, I don't want to watch NXT. Goddamn. See, but that was Adam Cole. See, Adam Cole doesn't look like that either. All right. See, there's again a width where I feel like his cheeks are kind of coming out a little bit more, and like again, the essence is there, but I'm gonna say that's still better than AJ Styles. They did AJ Styles dirty, I think, on that one. Akira Tozawa, that dude. There you go. That's Akira Tozawa. I think they really capture his essence. I want to say his facial hair is a little different these days, but you know, you can't knock him too much for that. Time ruins all rosters in all sports or sports entertainment like things. But man, you know what? I'm gonna say Akira Tozawa, our new number one. Taking the Adam Cole spot. That's yeah. Aleister Black. His tattoos, are they really that colored in? I think this is a decent job. This looks all right. He looks a little dead, but then like they do the whole coffin thing with him. Like that creaking noise. It's like, what is that? That's ridiculous. That's a pretty good Aleister Black, but I think Akira Tozawa is probably still our number one there. So let's put him in there. I need this. Okay, what? That's pretty awesome. This game keeps like losing focus on the desktop, and then when I come back, did it break? Okay, no, this still looks good. Okay. Last time it did that, it also just randomly changed the resolution to like not the right aspect ratio. Good shit. It's good shit, pal. I gotta spell this right. Aleister Black. Our new number 2. He's no Akira Tozawa. Alexa Bliss. You know, there's a vibrancy to Alexa Bliss. Again, I know this. I'm gonna have to turn to a search engine here, and hopefully this is Bing. We got to make sure this is not Bing because I'll find some deep fakes or something. Okay, that's not. See, there's a. Alexa Bliss, like a lot of other WWE superstars, is alive. And I feel like if they were doing like Halloween mode, check out these zombies, that'd be a little closer to this, the in-game rendering. But it's not terrible. It's not terrible, but again, there's a life going on there that I don't think they've captured here. I'm gonna say that's great. Can you imagine? This game's been out for. Why does it do this? Okay. We're still good. Okay, that did not break the aspect ratio. I think we're still good. Okay, we're gonna say Alexa Bliss is below Adam Cole. Mustafa Ali, depending on when you were talking about. I think they changed the name back. He's still doing all the Iron Man stuff. He looks all right. Looks all right. Is it? I don't know about the facial features here. What are these pages? I'm trying to just. I should have got a proper mouse for this laptop. Okay, well. Yeah. That's not bad. Considering what we're working with, it's no Akira Tozawa, but we're gonna put Ali in at number 2. I think they've captured his essence a little bit better than Aleister Black's. That's not. That's like that's like it's not something I'm doing. Okay. Game is being held together with like gum and string. Alicia, that's a bad Alicia Fox. We're gonna put that. That's AJ Styles is a better that's a bad Alicia Fox. Andrade, hey, that's not bad. I think from a distance, if you looked at that, if you just like looked over it and went like, who's that superstar? Considering what some of the other characters in this game look like, you might go like, oh, it's Rusev. But that's still a decent Andrade. You have to assume he's got the top knot or the high pony, rocking a high pony in this era. He still got that? I don't know. I try not to watch too much wrestling these days if I can help it. But that's a decent Andrade. I'm gonna say it's right there in that Mustafa Ali range. We're gonna put Andrade at our current number 2. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, Andre, that's like a cartoonish. I feel like this is like a cartoonish, idealized, like over-representation. This is like if they wanted to make Hugo from Street Fighter into a character in this game, these are the parts they would use. But like Andre the Giant, obviously, like, you know, he's a larger than life figure for sure. And so they've taken some artistic license here that I think actually probably benefits the overall character. I think if you went with like you know, obviously like high res scans of Andre, not really something they're going to be able to get these days. So I like what they've done with it. I feel like they're capturing an essence here. But again, like the kind of almost cartoonish style, I think they've, hey, maybe I should just refresh my memory, make sure I'm not Andre 3000. No, that's Andre the Giant. Okay. Yeah, see, Andre the Giant, not that much chin in the grand scheme. So I'm going to say that they have taken they've made some choices here that I think benefit the character overall, but that's still, I think that's like middle of the pack type stuff, right? You have to weigh that out and go like, oh, well, it's not necessarily real, but it's idealized. And, if they had maybe done that across the board with all these characters and then made a game that played like that, maybe there could be like a WWE All-Stars sequel someday, and wouldn't that be fun? Andre the Giant, better than Aleister Black, not as good as Mustafa Ali. Angelo Dawkins, looks like he showed up asleep on picture day. He looks like he was just told, hey, we're gonna put you on 205. It looks like someone said, hey, we're gonna put you in this god-awful SNL Weekend Update looking segment. I feel like he deserves better. I feel like he. Real name Gary Gordon, which is a good name. Yeah, see, that's not bad. Again, there's a problem with life there where they could have made him like just a little more vibrant, I guess. Like this just has a real, like, we rendered it out and this is the default expression, go, just ship it. We've got to do a lot of these. So like face shape, that sort of stuff, I think they're getting it. But like essence, I feel like is really missing, which I'm going to say, like, again, this is kind of in that Alexa Bliss tier of characters. Apollo Crews, that's, hey, if I were Apollo Crews these days, I would look angry as well. Where is Apollo Crews? I just realized, like, when was the last time Apollo Crews did a thing? Is he just relegated to the running after R-Truth squad? Is he there with EC3 these days? I guess I'm not keeping too close attention. Again, this feels like there's like, that's not, that's pretty bad. That's, we're gonna put him just above AJ Styles. And really, I think if Apollo Crews had an AJ Styles like hairstyle, they would have butchered that as well, and maybe we'd have a different conversation. But by being bald, I think he, gets Arya Davari. Arya Davari. Bring back Sean Davari sometime. Maybe not. Maybe not. Looks all right. I think they're capturing, like, he's got his chain. The chain doesn't look good, but like Davari's not. He shouldn't have a good looking chain. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. I'm gonna say that's above Andre. Asuka, this is not. No one is ready for this image of Asuka. What? Am I crazy? They never had Asuka have like uneven hair, right? That's just
nope. That was never a thing.
That was never a thing, right? The fuck is this? You should watch her YouTube channel. It's very good. They did Asuka. This is bottom of the list. They've done a bad thing to Asuka here. But perfect. Nailed it. Boom. That's Baron Corbin. There you go. Look at this asshole. Perfect. That's just Baron Corbin. I mean, not in the, this is pre-King of the Ring, but, he's got his chain restaurant bartender thing going. He's got his bouncer / low rent coke dealer at your local nightclub. Check out this tattoo. I mean, if he had like a really shitty chain on, he would really be mastering that, like working security and selling drugs simultaneously. Like he would nail that. This is Baron Corbin is the gold standard. I'm not even going to qualify that any further. I'm just because that's it. Baron Corbin, the gold standard. He is the new number one on this list. And again, because he is playing a bad guy, this like flat expression grimace that a lot of these characters seem to have. Maybe he just like kind of luck of the draw that way. That's a good looking Batista. Batista's not even active. Like that's a good looking Batista. That's like the Gears 5 Batista or something. That's a good looking Batista. I gotta say that's he's going right below Baron Corbin. Congratulations to Batista. Bayley deserves better in a lot of things. That's like she's I'm gonna say better than AJ Styles, not as good as Apollo Crews. Is Bayley 15 better or worse than Bayley? We're asking the tough questions now. I'm gonna say Bayley. This is like that's not a Bayley 15 is worse than Bayley on this list. That's what we're gonna say. Bayley 17 is better than Bayley 15. But not as good as Bayley 50. This just doing costumes / hair, I feel like. They could have done better. Congratulations to Asuka for making her way out of the basement. Becky Lynch, one of the game's cover athletes, no less. Done very dirty by this video game. What the fuck? Oh my God. These are all fucking terrible. Becky Lynch 2015. That's Becky Lynch 2015. Congratulations to Becky Lynch for making her way out of the basement and make way for Becky Lynch 15. This is fucking bad, man. Becky Lynch 17, even worse. Look at what? Ah! Beth Phoenix here looks like she's like, I mean, I guess that was always the thing. Like she's got a Wonder Woman-ish vibe to her, right? That's the whole Glamazon character. I think like face shape, they've captured it. Eyes, you know, there's like a liveliness missing there, I think. But you know, if you think about Beth Phoenix and some of those moments in her career where she was attempting to convey intensity, that kind of blank stare, you could do worse. You could do worse. I'm gonna say that's better than Bayley, not as good as Apollo Crews. So let's look at our list here. Baron Corbin still number one with a bullet here. Let's keep on. Bianca Belair, that's not a good. I can only imagine if this category was a little bit, maybe next year, this category was about in-game appearance, I bet that Bianca Belair would be a lot closer to the bottom of it because of hair physics and all that sort of stuff. But face shape is there. No, this like she's like let's say below Bayley, above AJ Styles. That seems like the right spot for that. I mean, I feel like these old guys that are no longer with us get like the benefit of like not being a part of like whatever the high-res scanning process that generated some of these other models, because that's just a damn good-looking big boss man. You know, that's that's the mind's eye creating the big boss man, right? That's an artist doing like, what is the essence of Ray Traylor dressed up like a cop / prison guard? And I think like nailing it. But if you go back and look at like real pictures of the boss man, you know, that's not 100% accurate, right? There's going to be certainly differences there, but I think artistically, maybe they just need to throw all that shit out. Like take all their scanning equipment that they use, because it was like the stuff that they use for NBA, and they're like, oh, we're gonna start bringing that to wrestling. I think that was my understanding of what they were doing, was like with all these high-res body scans. Maybe they just take that shit, throw it away, and let an artist art. Because if this is the result, this is like a better look. Man. Where does Boss Man go on this list? I think that's it's tempting just to put him right here in this Andre the Giant area because it's for a lot of the same reasons. But I think they capture him better than Daivari. Big E looking very angry here, or no, that's not. There's an intensity there in the eyes. I would have preferred if these could be animated, and if this was just Big E like air humping the air while laying on the mat. That would be number one. That'd be number one on anyone's list. Any sane person would put that at number one on their list. There's a face shape thing here that is looking weird to me. Like there's just, it's not bad, but it's not right. We gotta look at a picture of Big E. Big E air humping. How to stop your dog's annoying humping? No, that's we okay. Well, we're gonna add WWE to the end of that, and that's given us okay. All right, forget our air humping dream. Our air humping animated GIF dreams are sadly dead. See, when I think of Big E, it's like Big E has range, you know? If you really think about it, Big E is one of the top 5 most talented individuals on that entire roster. He can convey intensity. He can be a good, like, he can do damn near anything. Put a belt on Big E, not just the tag belt. Put it. Oops. All right, Big E. I like Big E, but I can't let that cloud my judgment here. I think that what they've done with Big E here is like ever so slightly off the mark, but it could be a lot worse. And so I'm gonna say Andrade is better. Ali is worse. That's where we're gonna put that. Hey, it's the Big Show. That's not bad. Big Show, another guy that I feel has range. Big Show's a funny dude. But he's also big, so he can, be intimidating that way too. I feel like they've maybe just gone a little too egg-shaped on the head here. That's not how I think about his look. Remember when he had hair and he was smoking cigarettes in WCW? What a fucking weird, right? I feel like they're missing something with Big Show here. That I'm gonna say it's not Bayley. I feel like our good-bad divide here is Beth Phoenix is still all right and Bayley is bad. Like, that's probably about where the 500 mark is. I'm gonna say worse than Beth Phoenix, but still bigger than Bayley. These are tough decisions. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. Billie Kay deserves better. This is what is going on here. Like, again, like vaguely, you're like, okay, yeah, that's Billie Kay, but this is. When you think about the year the WWE had, no, not that thing, and not the other thing, and certainly not the other thing, but if you think about the year they had in terms of putting women at the forefront of the promotion, you can tell that they have tried to reflect that in the game in some ways, but boy, it sure seems like they could have spent more time on making the women look more realistic. That just doesn't. If you showed me this image and said, who's this? I would not say Billie Kay. If that's our guiding principle here, then I think that she is probably sub AJ Styles, above Alicia Fox. And Billie Kay certainly deserves better. Bo Dallas, what the fuck? Like, it's like they took they made a Bo Dallas model, right? And then someone said, what if we just squish it until it looked like a box? Some box-headed Bo Dallas. If this was Funky Head Boxers Wrestling Edition, this would be the best Bo Dallas you had ever fucking seen. This isn't B team. This is like S team. This is U or V team. This is all the way down the alphabet. This is a Bo Dallas that I would believe pairing with The Fiend. Because look at him. Scraggly, filthy looking mother. Like, that's just not his look. They have failed to capture the essence of Bo Dallas, and that is one of the most egregious crimes any video game can commit, as far as I'm concerned. It is not, but that said, it is not Becky Lynch bad. It is not Asuka bad, but boy, Bo Dallas got done dirty by this video game. Oh, look, hey, Bo Dallas gets done dirty every goddamn week. Bobby Fish looking like he just ate a lemon? What is happening there? We have to look at a real picture of Bobby Fish now because okay. I get it that maybe some of the NXT guys did not get the attention that some of the what was then considered the main roster got. Let's look at a different image here. Okay. Maybe that's a more representative face, like face lips. No, they could have done better. But is it AJ Styles bad? Or is it worse? I'm gonna say that is below Billy Kay, I think. I feel like they haven't quite captured Bobby Fish here. No, they have not. Well, I dropped my phone. Bobby Lashley, I think that, again, if they had been more creative with what these character select screens look like, this should just be an animated GIF of Bobby Lashley hitting his favorite pose. I feel like Bobby Lashley is very, if I may editorialize for a moment, Bobby Lashley, I've always found to be lacking in personality. I have not particularly enjoyed his work on the mic. I think the current storyline they are doing with him and Rusev and Lana has wrapped back around from like, damn, this is the worst thing I've seen in a long time, to like, okay, all right, you're at least going with it. In a company that doesn't go with anything for very long, at least they're going with it. To the point where now at least it's like a developing story. And, I like Rusev a lot, so Lana should have either never dropped, Lana shouldn't have dropped the accent. I don't think that was a good idea. Also, if I may, again, editorialize. I think they've captured Bobby Lashley quite well here. I think they've captured Bobby Lashley quite well here. I think that's the blank expression of a Bobby Lashley walking out to kind of say some stuff, but maybe not. And they should have Lana do Bobby Lashley's favorite pose. I mean, really, if they want to drive that storyline home, that's not as good as Batista or Baron Corbin, but I'm going to say better than Akira Tozawa. Congratulations to Bobby Lashley, our new number 3 for now. It's just a decent looking body. Though I might actually say that the real Bobby Lashley is like bigger, right? Like bulkier, tougher looking. Booker T, there's just something night and day about the quality. It's almost like they have a repository somewhere of like really good Booker T scans or something, or just like better face scans. No, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this a little more closely over here on the monitor, maybe not. It's not bad though. That's not a bad Booker T. It's top third. It's somewhere around here. It's probably not as good as. I'm gonna put him above Big E, but below Andrade. Braun Strowman. That's a decent looking Braun Strowman. I think there's, again, the eyes, but if we start picking apart eyes on characters in video games, we'll be here all damn day because they're always bad. Or they're often bad, let's say. You could do a lot worse, and we've already seen a lot worse. So I'm going to say this is like a decent Braun Strowman. It's a decent Braun Strowman. I think it's not Akira Tozawa good. But of course, I mean, what are we even talking about here? Better than Andrade, not as good as Akira Tozawa. Is a ghost making his hair float? You could have made these characters, these are static images. You could have made them look like anything. And this is what you went with for Bray Wyatt. Someone out there signed off. There were probably multiple levels of approval, right? Like probably WWE had to sign off on it at some point, right? And then 2K, sure. Why would you do that? Does Bray Wyatt's hair float like a ghost?
No, it might be the Fiend doing it though.
All right, might be the Fiend doing it.
Oh, but this is pre-Fiend.
This is pre-Fiend. I think the Fiend is a separate character in here somewhere. There's DLC.
It's just bad.
It's just bad. This is just bad. What is even going? Is that a chain? Okay, what's going? Okay, I don't have a mouse cursor here. But what's the thing? Is that a? Does he have a braid? In addition to, yeah, I guess that's probably what that is. That looks like shit, man. I'm gonna say Bray Wyatt here, just on hair, like the face is the face. I think they're okay there. Again, a life issue. This is maybe the character that has aged the worst in some ways because of what they have done to Bray Wyatt over the course of this calendar year. This sucks. This is. I'm gonna say. This is worse than Bianca Belair, not as bad as AJ Styles. No, you know what? This is worse than AJ Styles. Not as bad as Billie Kay. I interviewed Bret Hart at E3 back when EA was doing the WCW game, and he spent the whole interview talking about how WCW was using him incorrectly. And he came off as an incredibly bitter individual who very much did not want to be there or anywhere. And it was one of the first wrestler interviews I had ever done. And I left scratching my head, not knowing if that was an in-character storyline. I wasn't watching a ton of wrestling around that time. And I just had no idea if that was him working or him shooting or what. I don't know that the interview, I don't know what we did with that interview. It was not a video. We were sitting on folding chairs in the middle of a gigantic empty conference room at E3. And it was just bizarre. Just bizarre. I don't think this is a very good Bret Hart. I think that, with some of the legends, if you will, they have done a decent job artistically. Also, like Bret Hart is one of those wet hair guys, and wet hair is not easy to do in video games. We could talk about wrestler hair all day. In fact, that's half the reason why we're here. I think his hair looks like fucking shit here. It does not look like accurate to what you think of as Bret Hart. Especially a Bret Hart that would be getting an overall 91. You think about Bret Hart at the highlight of his career, the pink and black attack or whatever, all that sort of shit. Facial features not too bad, but it's missing too much. It's not a good Bret Hart. I'm gonna say it's worse than Big Show. It's better than Bayley. Poor Bayley. It's just, it must suck to be like, oh man, I'm finally gonna be in the video game, or hey, I'm in the video game again this year, and then it comes out and you look at it and you just go, what the fuck? Like I had to spend an hour standing like this and them scanning me or whatever the process is. Like, oh man, I had to sit backstage and do all those photos, and this is what they did. Brian Kendrick, the Brian Kendrick, looking here like a dude hanging out in front of a movie theater selling dime bags of weed. This is a bad Brian Kendrick. I feel like some of these guys they should have put in like, I'm trying to like. I guess they all are kind of wearing what they would wear in ring, right? So, well, he needs all his fucking pirate shit. Is he still doing that? Is he still? Anyway, I don't think this is a very good Brian Kendrick. I'm gonna say better than Bobby Fish, worse than Billy Kay. The Brian Kendrick. Nope, that's no good. That doesn't. Nope. Nope. Yeah, there you go. That's, look at this idiot. Look at this dumbass. He looks confused. Like, what are you doing? Taking my what? Pause this. Is he gonna steal my, what? I don't like Brock Lesnar. I never did. I was in a room with him once. I had to fly red eye to New York for one of the UFC games. And he was there in the room with Dana White and the announcer guy that's not the hot dog color, not Joe Rogan, Mike Goldberg. Anyway, went to a UFC event. I was very tired. My flight got delayed, and then I had to go from there to PAX East. It was a hell. Brock Lesnar, I feel like is bigger than this. I feel like they have not really captured his width all that well. His tattoos here seem to suck, which seems very on brand. That's not really how I think of Brock Lesnar's hair. I have to go back and look. Nah, you know what? We're not going to look up Brock Lesnar. This is an okay Brock Lesnar. This is okay. It's like, it's better than Alexa Bliss. Is it better than Adam Cole? Yeah. Better than Aleister Black? Yeah. Not as good as Andre. Now this guy, that's the face of a toll taker all day long. Look at him. It's the booty man, the disciple. I feel like they went with like a model that looks like maybe they did scan his face or something for this, because like I feel like the facial features have a much older look than when you look at Boss Man or Andre or Brett or somebody. Like I feel like those are like era appropriate. Something about his facial features, like there's just some wrinkles and stuff in his face that, maybe this is after his boating accident, right? They had to reconstruct like a ton of his face out of metal or something. They should have put the thing on him though, the plastic, the fucking Phantom, the Bill Lambier thing. If you took away the rest of this UI and said, who is this? I would not say Brutus Beefcake. I don't think that they have captured his essence at a glance. But maybe that's the gimmick. Maybe, if you had him with the shears and the Chippendale shit or whatever, you'd be like, oh, it's the fucking Brutus the fucking Barber Beefcake. Yeah, I feel like he got done a little dirty here, which is, I'm going to say that's worse than Brie Bella. Not as bad as Alicia Fox. Buddy Murphy. Again, I think this is another case where video game hair and real hair are two different things. Buddy Murphy's hair, I think in real life, this stringy, wet, weird mess. Like he just is always drooping in his face. He looks like a dirtbag. Like, ugh, Buddy Murphy, ugh. Whereas here, they've just got this kind of close crop thing. You see a little bit there in the back. I don't think they've done a great. This is not a great. This is not a great Buddy Murphy. But it's better than Bray Wyatt, better than AJ, better than Bailey. I'm gonna say better than Bret Hart, better than Big Show, not as good as Beth Phoenix. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know, congratulations to Baron Corbin still holding it down here through the B's. We've done all the A's and all the B's. Candice LeRae, that's not. That's not. We gotta go to the internet for this one. Nope, that's not. That's barely Candice LeRae there. That's not even. This is. Might start to see a pattern emerge. That's not bad. That's not. That looks like Carmella. That looks like Carmella. Like the hair they got right, that looks like Carmella. That's not bad. That's pretty good. I'm gonna say like facial expression, maybe, you know, obviously all the facial expressions could be better across the board here in this game, but that's better than Andrade. That's better than Braun Strowman. Yeah, all right, we're gonna go right here. Carmella. When they decided they wanted to, which women in this game are we gonna make look sort of like the real person? They chose Carmella. Can't hate on that. Cedric Alexander. Yeah, his hair's. I wonder if this is a time. Is Cedric Alexander's hair that tall? That's what. Okay. You know. It's not bad. I feel like it's maybe a little. He's a little narrow in the face here, and just features wise, like facial features, I don't think they've necessarily captured his look, right? Yeah, no, that doesn't. This looks like someone dressed up like Cedric Alexander. This looks like someone trying to impersonate Cedric Alexander at a convention. Yeah, no, no. Upon closer examination, no. I'm gonna say that's like it's still better than Bret Hart, but Big Show is probably better here. Cedric Alexander, talented individual. Cesaro, all right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's Cesaro. There's like a squareness to the jawline that that's a decent Cesaro. I think Cesaro, again, I think Cesaro deserves better. Cesaro seems like a guy that could be like, if they put Cesaro on TV every single week in a good featured position where he was doing some talking and doing some wrestling, I would watch that show every goddamn week. Cesaro's just, he's great. He's great. Cesaro's great. But he deserves better. Here in this video game. This is like, I feel like this is like an Adam Cole level of like, it's sort of there, but sort of not. I think they do better than, it's better than Aleister Black. It's better than Brock Lesnar. Again, not as good as Andre. Cesaro. Man, Cesaro's good. You know, again, obviously, Chad Gable's look has changed. His aim has changed. And long hair is not wrestling, is not in the cards for wrestling video games. And if anything, when we get to the next generation of hardware, fingers crossed, wrestler hair will see a leap forward. Maybe ray tracing can make it happen. This doesn't strike me as Chad Gable. This just doesn't. That doesn't look like Chad Gable to me. I'm gonna say below Bret Hart, above Bayley. Charlotte 2014. That doesn't look like. 2014 Charlotte. There's been worse. I'm gonna say that's better than Bret Hart. Not as good as Cedric. This whole thing, and I know like it's because of the story mode, they just kind of get this stuff for free, quote unquote, because they had to render these different looks in the story mode. There's a lot of fucking Charlottes in this thing, huh? That hair looks bad. That's actually sub Bret Hart at that point. Charlotte Flair, that hair, it's not. It's got. Maybe the Fiend is holding that hair up as well. That's gonna be. I like how they had to like, no, now it's Charlotte Flair. Now it's Charlotte Flair 17, but Charlotte 15 is, man, just imagine. How dumb is that? How dumb is wrestling? I don't think that hair looks better than the two that we've seen, but I'm gonna say that Charlotte Flair 17 is here. Charlotte Flair 18, that doesn't, that hair at least seems to be touching the model. So we're gonna say that's, goes here. Christian, that looks like Christian. He looks confused. Looks like he's like, I can't see. I get, better, yeah. Like Christian's face, bottom of his face is wider than that. But overall, it's a decent looking Christian. They should either put Christian in the Hall of Fame this year or never and make that a running gag forever. They'll just give him a ring on the low and say, yeah, just you're in, but it's funnier this way. We're gonna say that's better than Cesaro. I think that's a better rendering than Andre. Better than Daivari. Probably better than Boss Man. I'm gonna say that's up here. Better than Big E, not as good as Booker T. China. That doesn't look like China to me. That looks more like if like again just like looked over, I'd be like, man, they really fucked up the Bella twins this year. Looks closer to that than China. If I'm covering the names and looking, like, no, that's no good. That's no good at all. I'm gonna say that's like still better than Bo Dallas. Kurt Hawkins. Man, Kurt Hawkins. Remember Kurt Hawkins? That's a decent Kurt Hawkins. It looks a little more ratty here, rat-faced a little bit. Maybe it's just some of the shadow stuff, like the where they put the lighting on in these, like casting the shadows on the neck and stuff. I don't think does some of these images any favors. But that's a decent Kurt Hawkins. I'm gonna say that's better than Davari, not as good as Boss Man. Curtis Axel. That doesn't look, I mean, again, this looks like you took, this looks like someone took a character creator and tried to make Curtis Axel. Like it's there, but it's not. This is like some mid-grade, like in the middle of all these Charlottes, I would say. It's better than Bret Hart. Dakota Kai. We have to. It's not. It's okay. It's not. That's a decent Dakota Kai. Yeah, that's yeah, serviceable. A little better than serviceable. Let's say not as good as Davari. Dana Brooke. I feel like they have not captured her physique here, her musculature. She's built. You know, she's tough, and I don't think they've quite got that here. Gonna say that's still better than all those Charlottes, better than Buddy Murphy. Like they did a better job of making Beth Phoenix look intimidating. I think that's like Dana Brooke is tough, intimidating looking. It's an okay Daniel Bryan. Yeah, he's got that face, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You know, they haven't done too bad a job with the hair. You know, his hair is shitty, or I mean, I guess he's shaved it or whatever now, right? But that's okay. That's okay. That's let's say not as good as Braun Strowman, not as good as Andrade, Daniel Bryan, Dash Wilder. I don't think that's a very good Dash Wilder. We're going down the list here. I'm gonna say that's better than Chad Gable. That's a pretty good looking Kevin Nash. I also like that he's like so large that his head doesn't fit. His head gets cut off a little bit on the overscan on these TVs. I don't know if that's, I assume that's, looks, it's a large, I mean, you know, especially going from Dash Wilder to Diesel. You're like, oh yeah, that dude's big, huh? Yeah, I think that's a pretty decent Kevin Nash. I think that they've done actually even okay on the hair in this image too, which usually they fuck up pretty bad. We're gonna say Diesel fits in. I'm gonna say that's like better than Braun Strowman, better than Tozawa, not as good as Carmella. Not bad, not bad. Holy shit, well, who the fuck did Dolph Ziggler piss off? I guess you could apply that to every aspect of his career, right? That's, this looks like someone put like a smear filter in Photoshop and blurred and fucked this image up somehow. I feel like I'm high on drugs looking at this. Like, what? That's terrible. That's a terrible Dolph Ziggler. It's like they did Bo Dallas better. Oh, Drew Gulak. There's an essence of Drew Gulak here that I think that they've done okay with. It doesn't. That's not. It doesn't. No. Like there's. It's not bad. It's like I'm gonna say one notch up from a Dash Wilder. Goes Drew Gulak up here. All right. Drew McIntyre, again, having just a weird hair day. Face pretty good, facial hair fine, top hair fine, back hair bad. Just bridge of the nose. I feel like a lot of characters have like weird bridge of the nose issues too. I feel like that's a recurring theme I'm seeing too. Just like that just doesn't look human. But that's a pretty good Drew McIntyre. Except for the hair, which I think drags it down a bit. I'm gonna say worse than Apollo Crews, worse than Beth Phoenix, better than Dana Brooke. Drew McIntyre, another guy that, you know, he's whatever. He's a guy that's in a lot of prominent positions, right? Like he is in a lot of big matches and all that other stuff. I feel like he could still be bigger though. Dusty Rhodes, nah, man. I don't think that scans as Dusty Rhodes. It doesn't. No, that's a bad Dusty Rhodes, man. That's not that, you know, and I feel like you would like, especially when you think about Dusty Rhodes in the WWF, jubilant, a happy character, by and large. This doesn't capture that, but also doesn't capture any of the intensity of the work he had done previously to going over there. Going to New York, if you will. It's pretty rotten. I feel like the legends, especially, you know, with the artistic license, they're often able to take that they've been able to do it. It's not as bad as Candice LeRae. Like Candice LeRae should call a lawyer or something. Jesus. But it's worse than Ziggler for sure. His kid left to make him look like garbage. I don't know. Sure, yeah. I think that's not like EC3's nose is not quite that, but the rest of it I think looks pretty good. Not that anyone remembers what EC3 looks like. I mean, when was the last time he was on television? No, whatever. He's got his YouTube channel with his takes. Worse than Dakota Kai, worse than Andre, worse than Cesaro, better than Adam Cole. Better than Adam Cole? Better than Adam Cole. Eddie Guerrero, that's not bad. He looks confused. Like, how did you put me in this video game? Essay. That's decent. That's a decent Eddie Guerrero. We're gonna say that's better than the Big Boss Man. That's like Christian tier. Better than Booker T. All right. Edge. Oh man, I feel like if there's one thing about Edge, it's that his face has a length to it. There's a chin. I feel like they've blown that. He looks like he doesn't have any teeth here. Like his mouth looks weirdly pulled in. He looks a little cross-eyed in a way that I've never associated with Edge, I guess. The hair looks bad. This is a bad Edge. That's bad Edge. That's bad Edge. That's, what are we looking at here? That's still better than Alicia Fox, still better than Beefcake, still better than Bobby Fish, but probably not by much. Yeah, Edge right there. Boom. Is this a real person? This is a story mode guy, right? Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of eyeline issues with these guys, right? Elias should have been the biggest thing going by now, right? I feel like they were on a track with Elias where it was like, man, he's like funny and has a good look. He had that match with Cena that was really good, and then he got injured or whatever. He just came back, right? I don't know. So there's still time with him, but I feel like Elias should be I like Elias. I think he should be a big deal. That's not a great Elias. It's not a great Elias. I'm going to say that that's still better. That's like, yeah. Worse than Adam Cole. Ember Moon, that's, no. No. Worse than Bobby Fish. Eric Young, remember Eric Young? He was on TV recently, wasn't he? He show up on TV recently? That's that's okay. It's like worse than Drew Gulak. Worse than Dash Wilder, better than Chad Gable. Oh, right. The Viking experience. This doesn't... Worse than Bobby Fish, better than Ember Moon. Dango. I feel like that's not his chin. That's a pointier chin than he has. In my head here, having not seen Fandango in some time, he was in this building not that long ago. And by not that long ago, I mean last year sometime. I don't think that's very good. I think that's still better than AJ Styles, better than Bianca Belair, better than all these Baileys, better than Chad Gable. Probably not as good as Eric Young. Finn Balor. This looks like someone drew a bunch of fake facial hair, video game facial hair, onto a decent Finn Balor model. But it's still, it's when you can, if that's the biggest knock against it, that's still pretty okay. I'd probably say that's not as good as Dakota Kai. Okay. Oh, well, that's just, how much did they do work? Or is this just a paint job? It's just a paint job. Kind of hides the beard issues a little bit, so we're gonna say that that's one notch better. Finn Balor Demon. That's his name, Finn Balor Demon. Jack Gallagher, I think that's decent. I think the hair, that's not. Yeah, we'll just type in Gentleman Jack WWE. Actually, no, see, there's more of a swoop. There's a... What a great character. Yeah, I don't think they've... You know, his hair probably could look like that. He's just sweep it back. That's not... you could do worse. It's not bad. That's not bad. I'd say like better than Hawkins. Oh, now it's like it's in a Big E range where there's something missing, but it's most of the way there. Oh God, typing. Yep, that's how you spell that. Goldberg, sure, yeah, that's Goldberg. He looks confused. He looks like he's ready to headbutt damn near anything and walk to the ring bleeding. That's... Yeah, that's a Goldberg. I'm gonna say that's like a... like better than Eddie Guerrero. Because I feel like this is like an idealized Goldberg, right? This isn't like current day Goldberg. That'd be a very different thing, and you wouldn't want that. Grand Metalik, I feel like the mask really helps, right? That's we should almost disqualify. We're disqualifying masked wrestlers because it's cheating. What the fuck? I mean, I guess he wasn't there on scan day, right? It was like, because he wasn't there at all, because he was at home the whole time. All right, that's a bad Luke Harper. It's a bad Luke Harper. Rest in peace, Luke Harper. I hope he does something good. I hope he gets out. I hope that he is out. I hope he does something rad with his career now that he's on the other side. That's a shitty Heath Slater. That's a really shitty. If I was Heath Slater, I'd be pissed, or I'd be happy that I'm in the game at all, considering he's not on that much. But face shape. I'm gonna say that's worse than Luke Harper. Not as bad as Oscar. Heath Slater. The one-man rock band. This looks like, that doesn't look like, okay, specifically Hollywood Hulk Hogan. But still in the yellow, so not full on NWO, but this is like, I guess like after that match with The Rock, probably like that era, right? This looks like they took some existing character model and said, I bet we can make this look like Hulk Hogan if we just put the shit on him. That's bad. I feel like that's a bad one. That's a really bad one. Like, I'm gonna say it's still better than Dusty Rhodes and Dolph Ziggler and not as good as Bo Dallas. Humberto, he's on TV a bunch. I'm not digging it. I'm not digging the storyline. Not digging it. When I think about Humberto Carrillo, I think of a width to the head that they're not capturing here at all. There's has that Bo Dallas square head should have been used on him. I think he's got a little bit of a wider face than this. Like features are mostly where they need to be, but that's, if I'm giving notes, I'm gonna say that's still, this is in that Chad Gable Fandango lane for sure. Yeah, right there. Humberto Carrillo. Io Shirai, I feel like that's a thicker face than she would have. There's a. I don't think they've done it. I don't think they've done it here. That's not Bailey bad. Yeah, right there. Ivar, that's again, like wet hair is a thing in wrestling, and it's hard to do in video games. So I feel like there's just this is like the Viking experience at home, relaxing. So we're just gonna say that this is worse than Eric, but congratulations. This looks like this is like the mustache and eyebrows of what's his face, the librarian Peter, the AEW librarian dude, but mapped onto someone that is vaguely more Jake the Snake Roberts shaped. This is shitty. This is shitty, man. This sucks. That's a suck. This sucks. That's no good. That's like right there. That's bad. Is this a story mode, dude?
No, that's an NXT guy.
It's an NXT guy? Well, all right, we're going to look at a picture of Jackson Riker. That's fucking wrestling names, man. Right? Oh, Gunner. Why did this go to B&H? All right, we're buying camera parts. Here he is in front of the WWE 2K20 logo. Not terrible. It's pretty average. It's pretty average. Jackson with an X and then Riker. That's just like the fakest looking porn name looking at ass shit. What a terrible fucking name. All right, Jackson Riker. That's a decent, yeah, that's still a decent representation of him, I'd say. But we're gonna put him in this. It's better than Elias, better than Adam Cole, better than EC3, better than Aleister Black, not as good as Brock Lesnar. Congratulations to Jackson Riker. What a terrible name. Jeff Hardy here. Yeah. I think the face paint, I think, would cover up a lot of the stuff that you might look at and say, boy, they really fucked this up. But also, he's got that same floaty hair where they just didn't lay the hair on the model. They laid it on some hitbox or something. I don't know how shit is made. What the fuck am I even talking about? Jeff Hardy, that's passable. But he's cheating with all the face shit. Better than Alexa Bliss. It's not as good as Elias. That's not Jerry the King Lawler's hair, but that's yeah, that looks like enough like Lawler. That's a passable Lawler for sure. That's not terrible. I'm gonna say it's better than Aleister Black, not as good as our new friend Jackson Riker. Come on, man. Jackson. Jey Uso. Not bad. Not terrible. Not terrible. I don't know. That's. Not bad. Not bad. I'm gonna say that's in that Akam Apollo Crews era here. Jey Uso. Jim Neidhart. Again, like stylized images for these, because you would want him going, ha ha ha, you know, like you want that. You want him doing that thing. And you look at this and you go like, yeah, I guess that's the anvil. You know, but like, not great. Probably better than Bret Hart. Not as good as The Big Show. Better than Cedric Alexander, I would say. Jim Neidhart. Jimmy Uso. Yeah. I think that's a better Jimmy than the J. I think that's probably a little bit up here, not too far away from Jey Uso, but you know, Jinder Mahal. Hair issues aside, I think that's a decent Jinder. It's a solid Jinder. It's a solid Jinder. They got, you know, his vascularity represented there a little bit. Which I always found to be a creepy look, but what do I know of bodybuilding? I'm gonna say that's like not as good as Goldberg, but yeah, right there, Jinder. John Cena of like, hey, I have to go shoot a movie and I need this hair fame. I think that looks okay for a weird phase for John Cena. But that looks like that's identifiable as John Cena. Yeah. But let's say that's better than Hawkins, better than Bossman, better than Ali. Let's put him right there. Gentleman Jack Gallagher is better than John Cena. This looks like if you were making a cartoon polygonal model of Johnny Gargano. Like the features feel exaggerated in a way, and his face has a smoothness to it that looks cartoony in a way. I think if the rest of the game had that look, maybe we would be having a different conversation, but I feel like it just kind of stands out as a little weird, but it's still not bad. I'm gonna say it's better than Finn Balor. Josie, this is not a real person. That can't be a real person. Kairi Sane, it's not terrible. That's not a terrible Kairi Sane. It's not a terrible Kairi Sane. Let's say it's better than Bret Hart, better than these Charlottes, better than Cedric, better than Neidhart, better than Dana Brooke, better than Beth Phoenix. Let's say right there, Kairi Sane. Kairi Sands, that's a different thing. Callisto, we're gonna say the mask rule. I feel like Kane's mask is iconic enough that you could still kind of represent it here. Also, since he spent so much time unmasked, we could probably weigh in on his skin parts. It's decent looking Kane. The hair looks like shit, but the hair was always fake and attached to the mask anyway, right? That's decent. That's a decent Kane. I'm gonna say it's not as good as the Boss Man. Better than Hawkins. Man, Hot Carl got done dirty. It's like there's a weird. It's like his nose is not that thin. There's a somebody fucked up. Better than Edge. Better than Edge. Cassius Ohno, like what is it? Like he's the last British wrestler. Like a silly. That's not Okay. It's okay. That's an okay Cassisono. That's like just probably like right there around Curtis Axel. Keith Lee, man, Keith Lee, am I right? Man, Keith Lee. That's a good looking Keith Lee. I think it's a pretty good looking Keith Lee. I think real life Keith Lee, I think might be bigger, but that's Keith Lee. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's like, let's say better than Carmella, not as good as Lashley. I feel like this version, okay, so the Diesel looked pretty good with the hair and stuff. This looks like they stole the hair out of an N64 game. What the fuck is going on? This is markedly worse. But still, like, fine in the face area. I think that's like better than EC3, not as good as Aleister Black. No, again, this looks like cosplay. This looks like someone showed up and going, look at me, I look just like Kevin Owens. And people are like, yeah, man. Cool. Go buy the replica belt and wear it around everywhere. Cool, man. No. That is Sub Gable. I'm gonna say that is one notch up from AJ Styles. Kofi, yeah. Again, I feel like there's something about his eyes here that have it's the same thing I said about Johnny Gargano. I think applies here, where there's just something. Cartoonish. There's something like the features don't feel as humanized as some of the other ones do. It's not the worst, but it's just, I don't know. It just seems, it does not fit the style of the rest of the characters, which maybe is a good thing because a lot of them are terrible. But we're gonna say that's better than Drew Gulak, better than Bret Hart, better than Big Show, better than. I'm gonna say that's like he's Kofi slotting in right below Buddy Murphy here. It's like it's there, but it's not. Oh, did they? Sometimes I feel like I need to look and see like, oh, did they like really change the facial features? Again, like this is a stylized look at Kurt Angle. This is not real life Kurt Angle. This is in your head. What do you think about Kurt Angle? I still feel like they kind of blew the nose a little bit. The nose looks weird to me. But I feel like it probably works better as a Kurt Angle 01 than it does as a Kurt Angle 06. So I'm going to say that's worse than Cassiano, worse than Curtis Axel. It's probably right around this Brett range, honestly. Kurt Angle 01. And then 06 I feel like actually looks a little worse. Because it's closer to what his later look would be. And so you're able to kind of compare it a little more readily. So I'm going to say that's right below it here, Kurt Angle 06. This is going to be a pretty long list here. Baron Corbin really holding it down. Kyle O'Reilly, it's not terrible. It's better than Bobby Fish was, that's for sure. The ears look like they're coming out of his fucking neck in this image here. They're capturing an essence, but like missing, like the detail feels wrong. but it's still better than Bobby Fish. Where did he end up? He's pretty low, right? Or is it just by virtue of the list expanding, has Bobby Fish kind of moved up a little bit? That's, yeah, here's Bobby Fish. So I think this is better than Bobby Fish, better than Edge. They did not do him as dirty as Carl Anderson got it. Better than Billy Kay. Better than Bray Wyatt. Better than AJ. Better than Owens. Bianca. Better than these Baileys. Better than Gable. Not as good as Io Shirai. No, man. That's not. That's like. There's a general face shape I think they did okay with here, but that doesn't. That's right below Bobby Fish. We've got Lacey Evans. I feel like Lana has changed her look facially more recently. This feels a little bit more like the older look that she had. And I think if we're going off of that, this isn't terrible. That reads as Lana. You go like, yeah, oh, there's Lana, yeah. So I'd say that's like probably better than the Charlottes, better than Cedric, not as good as Jim Neidhart. Lars Sullivan, remember Lars Sullivan? He's been a busy guy. A lot of message board posts to delete. I feel like there's a grit and a grime to Lars Sullivan's face that they're missing here. It's too slick, it's too wet. Yeah, this doesn't seem great. That's probably still better than these Baileys. All right. Lita, that's, I feel like they made some choices from throughout different eras here where this feels like the Lita that returned recently for a couple of matches here and not Lita in her prime. But either way, I feel like this is kind of missing the mark. But actually, probably right here above Bayley. Liv Morgan. This seems like someone made a character in an MMO and then said, oh, I can get Liv Morgan stuff for her to wear. I don't think they're doing a good job at just like the actual facial features. But it still works better than Io Shirai, probably better than Eric Young. And we're gonna say better than Dash Wilder, not as good as Drew Gulak. Liv Morgan. Luke Gallows, that's a decent Luke Gallows. I think there's some facial shaping stuff that looks a little off, and that goatee looks like fucking trash. It looks like they drew it on after the fact. But that's okay. That looks okay. We're gonna take that up the list here. Probably not as good as, yeah, we're gonna say Luke Gallows, not as good as Kane. Better than Kurt Hawkins. I don't think that's a very good Mick Foley. I think, like, if you really look at those eyes and look at that stuff, that doesn't, like, the hair looks like shit, but, you know, so did Mankind's. Again, this feels like someone sold Mankind costume DLC for a video game that was not a wrestling game, and you can put it on any character you want. So we're gonna say that's still better than Billy Kay, still better than Bray Wyatt. We're gonna say right. Actually, no. Sorry, that's This one, I think, also falls into the Bailey cutoff, which is like that. Bailey is the X-Pac of this list. If you can beat Bailey, you know, you got a lot of upward mobility. Maria Kanellis, 08. That's the only one we got, though. They didn't want current manager Maria Kanellis. Why didn't they just call her Maria? I don't think they used her name until way later, right? She wasn't even married. Yeah. I don't know. It's not. It's not the worst. Not the worst. I don't know. It's kind of. I think you really got to look at that hard. You really got to know that that's Maria when you're looking at it for it to really work. I'm going to say that that's still probably below these Charlottes. Mark Andrews.
NXT UK.
NXT UK. Okay. All right. Not the Baltimore Ravens tight end. Yeah, I think this actually isn't bad. Yeah, his face here looks a little skinnier and longer than, but that's not bad. That's not a bad Mark Andrews. As Mark Andrews go, that's I'm going to say that's better than Cena. Not as good as Gentleman Jack Caller. Mark Henry, this is a decent Mark Henry. He looks like he's ready to host a radio show. Yeah, that's a decent Mark Henry. I'd say that's above Braun Strowman. That's above Akira Tozawa. Mark Henry. Maurice. No, what is that? Might be worse than Becky Lynch. That's no, it's not worse than Becky Lynch. That's dreadful. Oh, Matt Hardy. This looks like a bad Photoshop of something. Like it looks like they drew the lips on later. Like that's not a 3D render anymore. Gotta get a closer look at this one. No, that's bad. No, that's bad. That's like Hollywood Hulk Hogan bad. That's like worse than Bo Dallas. Matt Riddle, I don't think so. It's got that same weird hair that it's like that you see it kind of stop and then it, presumably it's curving back around behind the model the same way it is on the other side that you can see, but it just kind of looks like crap. And the fate, again, like expressions I think go a long way. And they don't have that. They just don't have that. That's like, worse than Owens, better than AJ. Mia Yim. We gotta look at a picture of Mia Yim because it's been a little bit. But that doesn't. No, that's not. This is. Yeah, no, this. They blew it. They really, they blew it on me. Like, it's not Jake Roberts bad, but it's worse than Heath Slater. Mickie James, that I'd say that's identifiable as Mickie James in the face. I feel like her face is a little wider. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not a bad Mickie James. That's better than Maria. That's better than these Charlottes. Probably not as good as Lana. I like Mickie James. Always did. Mike Kanellis, this guy. Sure. It looks like a generic dude. That's not the Miz's hair, is it? No, this looks like a grown out flat top, which I don't feel like that's really quite the Miz's look these days. Facial features, expression, like I think that all reads as Miz-esque. 86 overall. I might bump him up a couple of notches, honestly. Better than Carl Anderson, better than AJ for sure, better than these Baileys, better than the Kurt Angles, better than the Charlottes, better than Big Show, better than, I feel like that Buddy Murphy window of like the hair ain't right. I feel like this looks overly brawny for Mojo Rawley. Like, it just looks a little too, When I think about Mojo Rawley, I think about like a not slender's not the word, but like for an athletic wrestler type, he's got an average frame, an averagely built frame, and this looks weirdly thicker in a way, but his face doesn't look quite right. I don't know. Pretty middle of the road Mojo there. Pretty middle of the road Mojo. That's better than Elias. Better than Adam Cole. Mojo Rawley. Okay. I spelled that wrong. No, I did not. We'll move on. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's the new bottom of the list there. Molly Holly. That's not. What did they do? What did they do to Molly? Never mind. Montez Ford. That's not. Okay, yeah. That's a Montez Ford. Like maybe just, the Street Profits really kind of come into their own, since this game has even been released maybe. So like you're seeing more of them animated and in motion and doing things, whereas this probably looked okay at a time, but as they've been given more TV time, this probably should have been done better. I'm gonna say that's better than EC3, better than Kevin Nash, better than Aleister Black. I'm gonna say right there, Montez Ford. That's a really good looking Mr. McMahon from a very specific era. I think that like there's like the face isn't quite right, but like that, yeah. This looks like a drawing almost. This looks weirdly different compared to the rest of them. Also, you notice like some of these characters have this weird glint on their cheek. Kofi Kingston had one as well. Like there's something about the lighting that's weird. That's a decent looking Mr. McMahon. Not perfect, like there's something. It almost looks like a cross between Vince McMahon and somebody else, but I can't. The guy from the movie Hard Bodies that played the older guy. Anyway, it's better than Braun Strowman. Not as good as Akira Tozawa. Naomi. Oh yeah, that's. I can't just type Naomi into the internet and expect to. Okay, Naomi WWE. It's okay. I think they could have done better. I think, like a lot of these people, they deserve to get better than they got. But that's not a terrible Naomi. That's better than these Baileys. Better than these Charlottes. I'm gonna say better than Buddy Murphy. Let's say better than Jey Uso. Better than Apollo Crews. Yeah, right there. Naomi. Better than Apollo Crews. Natalia, that's not terrible. That's that's a decent Natalia. Let's say that's better than Mickie James, not as good as Lana. That's markedly worse. This like. Right, this Natalia 14 goes way lower on the list. Natalia 16. What is going on with this weird? Like that side of the head just gets the worst treatment on the hair stuff. Like it just looks like they just caught everyone on a terrible hair day. But that's still probably better than Natalia 14. So Natalia 16. Nia Jax. That's a decent Nia Jax. I think Nia Jax in real life maybe shows a little bit more forehead in some situations, but it's a pretty decent Nia Jax. She's due back soon, isn't she? Never come back and fuck some people up. Why not? I think Cena looks a little better. I think Mustafa Ali looks a little better, but I'd say Nia Jax fits right in there. I think Nia Jax 17. That's better. That's now better than Mustafa Ali, also. Nikki Bella, that's like, I'm gonna say that's better than the Brie Bella, but not by much. Remember the Bella twins? Nikki Bella 15 is... This video game, am I right? Okay. Nikki Cross, it's not, no. That's like a mugshot of a Nikki Cross impersonator, maybe, but there's so much life and vibrancy to Nikki Cross, the character, and look at this. They've sucked all of it out for this fucking godforsaken video game. What are we even doing anymore as a people if we can't pay proper tribute to Nikki Cross? Motherfuckers. All right, that's worse than Ember Moon. Might even be worse than the Bellas, but better than Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Nikki Cross. No Way Jose, that's not bad. That's not bad. No Way Jose benefits from having like a really dominant feature that they can like replicate. They can approximate. I think that overshadows some of the other stuff going on. So I'm gonna say that's No Way Jose better than right there. Noam Dar, that's no, it's like, again, it's like in broad strokes, yes. But the longer you look at it, you're like, no, that's just some dude. That dude worked for 2K and you just took a picture of him and said, here it is, Noam Dar. Like, oops, still probably better than Kevin Owens. Noam Dar, yep. This does not make me want to throw him up. It's not. No, there's an essence, again, there's an essence missing here that I think we're gonna put above the Bellas, that Bellas block. Not as good as Ember Moon. Otis, yeah, all right. That's video game Otis. There's a grease to Otis that I don't think you can truly capture in a video game. So I'm not gonna hold that against them too much because I just don't think it's possible to truly, properly render Otis. That's better than Brian Kendrick, better than Owens. Better than Big Show, not as good as The Miz. Page here. That's no good. That's not a good page. That's not a good page. It's a bad page. That's still closer than the Bellas. Papa Shango, I think, spitting image. No, I don't know, like that looks like it's a decent Papa Shango. That's a decent Papa Shango. Say, better than The Miz, better than, yeah, not as good as Kofi Kingston. Papa Shango. Pete Dunne, no. No, that's Pete Dunne deserves better. Pete Dunne is cool, man. I think I like watching Pete Dunne matches. That guy's good. But not here, where I feel like his face is like, again, there's an essence of Pete Dunne there, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's Dunne-esque, Dunne-like. Nah, they could have done more. It's in that Matt Riddle lane, but I'm gonna say one notch lower because I like Pete Dunne more. Peyton Royce deserves better. That's like, again, like Peyton Royce. That's better than Edge. Worse than Carl Anderson. R-Truth. It's not. I don't think they've captured R-Truth here all that well. Again, R-Truth is alive. He is a lively individual, and I think they're missing that. They're missing that. I say it's better than the Mankind. No, you know what? It's better than Lita. It's better than Lars. Better than Dango. Not as good as Eric Young. This looks like this looks like someone photoshopped a picture of Randy Orton out to 115% width, but only on the head. This is not Viper-esque. This does not look snake-like. He looks like a blockhead Randy Orton. Still probably better than those Charlottes. No. Nope. I'll say that looks a little better than Mia Yim. Renati Savage, everyone's favorite. Razor. You know, I think this looks okay. I think this is an okay looking Scott Hall from that specific era. We've captured the true shittiness of his hair. He looks like he should have a toothpick in his mouth there. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. Better than Orton. Better than Big Show. Better than The Miz. I'll say better than Drew McIntyre. Better than Beth Phoenix. Not as good as Kairi Sane. That's a story mode guy or something. This does not strike me as a good Rey Mysterio. In the parts that we can see, and of course Rey wrestled for some time with no mask. I don't think that's a very good Rey Mysterio. This guy would not hit me with a lead pipe. His homie, the lead pipe. Fuck. It's in this same Mankind zone. Razor, yeah, again, like I think of the AOP as thicker fucking dudes than this. I think for the same reason, but it's not a terrible representation. But I'm gonna say it's one notch worse. They should repackage this dude as Razor Ramon. I think that would be funny. Nope, that's not a very good Rhea Ripley there. That's better than Dusty Rhodes, better than Matt Hardy. No, better than Hogan. Better than Hogan, not as good as Matt Hardy. Ribby looks fucking perfect. Oh boy, Ric Flair 88. It's better than the Hogan. Man, I think the 91 is maybe one notch better, but Ricky Steamboat, that's like an idealized, like, in your head, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Sure. Yeah, that's better than the Flair, that's for sure. Better than Rey Mysterio. I'll say better than Orton. Better than the Big Show. Better than Otis. Better than the Miz. Better than Apollo Crews is where we're gonna go. Ricky Steamboat. That's way higher. That's not bad. Ricochet. That's a decent Ricochet. That's a decent Ricochet. It's a pretty good Ricochet. I'm gonna say that Ricochet is. That Ricochet is better than Booker T. It's better than the Daniel Bryan, maybe, but not by much. So it's better than the Andrade. Better than Braun Strowman. This is like some Mike Hagar looking ass fucking Bobby Roode. This is like if Bobby Roode wrestled 30 years ago and they had to put him in the game as a legend, they would give him this exaggerated chin. Did they just do him with the facial hair, and then when the facial hair went, they just like kept the size the same and just recolored the facial hair as skin? I don't know, but that's a weird looking. This just looks like the Kurt Angle model with the nose taken in. That's not a great Bobby Roode, but it's like evocative of, like, again, like in 20 years when they do the artistic take on Bobby Roode, I think this would be acceptable. But when you consider what the rest of this game looks like and all this other stuff, I think that's weird. It's weird. It's better than EC3. It's better than Kevin Nash. Not as good as Aleister Black. Robert Roode. Sorry. This doesn't look like The Rock's mouth. Looks small. He's pursed his lips or something. I don't like he doesn't want to be there. I don't think that's a great Rock. I'm gonna say it's better than R-Truth. Not as good as Eric Young. And the Rock $500 shirt, all they've really done here. I think with the hair, this actually works slightly better, except I don't think that that's like a good representation of the Rock's hair. Also, that $500 shirt, wow. Am I right? Wow. I think that takes it up a couple of notches. That's an okay Roderick Strong. It's better than the rest of the Undisputed Era got, I think. That's, you know, like, so... let's say better than Biggie. Not as good as Christian. Roman Reigns, there's a face shape thing here. Of course, you know, we end up with like a wet hair syndrome sort of thing here. He's also got his thing, like his little shine. Maybe that just shows better on that TV than it does. When I look up close here, it's a little less pronounced, but there's that little cheek light from wherever they lit these things. I feel like there's a very middling Roman Reigns for a character that they should have done better with, by all accounts. Well, you know, if he's such a big deal, like not as good as the Razor Ramon. Better than the Drew McIntyre, though. Again, like this feels like they made a model and then just like fucking mapped a flat photo of Rousey onto it, and the hair doesn't look great. Yeah, I mean, I think her hair sucks anyway. Come here for Ronda Rousey hair opinions. Bad voice actor. There's just so many things to say about Ronda Rousey. But she probably still comes out ahead of Lacey Evans and certainly Edge. And that better than Kyle O'Reilly. Probably closer match than The Rock, but not by much. Rowan, that's a good Rowan. I feel like real Rowan would be a little more furrowed and would have a wrinkle here and there. But that's a decent Rowan. Let's say not as good as Roderick Strong. Better than Biggie. Roddy Piper. Yeah, okay. This looks like they woke him up and he was very tired. And he was like, oh yeah, okay, take my picture. That's not terrible. I mean, it's certainly better than Savage and Hogan got, that's for sure. And Beefcake. Probably better than Pete Dunne. Better than Matt Riddle. Better than Kevin Owens. Better than these Baileys. I'm gonna say that goes between the Rocks here. It's like not as good as $500 shirt Rock. That's you know, you could do a worse Ruby Riott. It's not all. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say it's better than No Way Jose, better than the Charlottes and the Angles and the Bret Hart, better than Curtis Axel, not as good as Cassius. That's decent. Rusev, buddy, what happened? I think Rusev has gotten his like slimmed down a little bit even since this. Like. It's just, he looks so tired here, so sleepy. Rusev, buddy, get a nap. I'm gonna say that's still better than Curtis Axel. The fuck happened? What happened? What did they? It's not. That's no good. That's Kevin Owens looks better. He looks worse than Pete Dunne, but better than AJ Styles. Samoa Joe. That's a decent Samoa Joe. I think like Samoa Joe is I think he's more stout. The thick fucking dude, man. A bad motherfucker. All right, Samoa Joe. That's a decent Samoa Joe. I think that's not as good as the Roderick Strong. Not as good as the Rowan. I say right below Jack Gallagher, we've got Samoa Joe. Sarah Logan, not the worst. I think they actually got her hair okay. Like this, yeah. Face stuff, decent representation of a real person. Say better than these Natalias. Yeah, there's a Randy Orton-esque quality to Sarah Logan here, where it's like it's not the worst. It's an okay Sasha Banks. Okay. It's okay. That's not as good as Razor, not as good as Kofi, better than Papa Shango. And there's probably like a billion of these, right? All right. Sasha Banks 15, I think, is a little worse. $16 is better than 15, not as good as the base model. $17 is the worst. That's an okay Scott Dawson. Well, no, you know what? I think Scott Dawson, there's something compact about him, like compact and powerful, that like I feel like they've stretched out his features and stretched him out a little too much. And you know, they've got the facial hair on him, right? They've done that accurately enough. You know, that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna say that's not as good as Beth Phoenix, but better than Roman Reigns. Scott Dawson, better than Roman Reigns. I feel like this Scott Hall is worse than the Razor Ramon. Yeah, it's not, it's something not right about it. Okay, so we've got Razor Ramon here, and we've got, that's probably worse than Scott Dawson. Better than Roman Reigns, though. Damn, dude. I'd be pissed too. I would fucking beat up Kevin. I would fucking smash up a bunch of stuff, and I'd become a bad guy too if that's what they did. Man, that's really terrible. That's probably worse than AJ Styles. But that's worse than Bray Wyatt. It's worse than Billy Kay. Worse than Brian Kendrick. Worse than Carl Anderson, Peyton Royce. I'm gonna say that's like still a little bit better than Edge, though. Shane McMahon, yeah, that reads as Shane McMahon. He's just like, yeah, I'm here. I was running a business in China, and then now I'm here again. I'm back here, I guess, jumping off shit. But this is, I feel like, a more idealized, like, whoa. What did we do? Oh man, Shane McMahon. This is I feel like real life Shane McMahon is thicker than this. Let's say, but acceptable. I'm gonna say not as good as Dash Wilder, better than Ronda Rousey. Shane Thorne. Is that it? It's funny how some of these guys that I don't think I've ever heard of actually end up. That's decent. That's decent. Yeah. They did a good job with this dude. Was he just available? They're like, no, yeah, I can come back anytime. No, I'm not busy. Say not as good as Mustafa Ali, but congratulations to Shane Thorne. Man. Where's Seth Rollins? I feel like this is like... That hair is just real bad. That's worse than Edge. It's worse than Bobby Fish. Better than Lacey Evans. And the 97 one is way worse because video game hair is video game hair. This is like better than Hogan, worse than Flair. No, this is worse than Rhea Ripley. Shayna Baszler, that's not bad. I think there's a menace to Shayna Baszler that they have not really captured here, but that's okay. That's still all right. I'm gonna say that's better than Randy Orton, better than Sasha Banks, better than Buddy Murphy, better than Apollo Crews, not as good as Ricky Steamboat. Those are fun sentences to say out loud. Sheamus, that's a good looking Sheamus. Yep, Sheamus. That's a Sheamus. Look at that glowing ass motherfucker. God damn. Sunglasses next time we do this. That's a good looking Sheamus. I'm gonna say it goes between Keith Lee and Carmella. Not as good as Keith Lee, better than Carmella. Shelton Benjamin. That's a pretty decent Shelton Benjamin. That's a pretty decent Shelton Benjamin. Yeah. I'm gonna say that's better than Andrade, better than Braun, not as good as Ricochet. Nakamura. Like, it's the basics are there, but there's just something off. I'm gonna say that's like worse than Luke Gallows. No, you know what? Better than Luke Gallows, not as good as Kane. Sin Cara is just, that's an okay Sonya Deville. It's an okay Sonya Deville. Better than Bobby Roode. Better than Aleister Black. Better than Lawler, not as good as Montez Ford. No. What? No. What? That's not a good Stephanie McMahon. I feel like the McMahon's got treated well here with this exception. I don't think they've got her face right here at all. That's gonna go down here. It's probably still better than China. Still better than Alicia Fox. Still better than Beefcake. Better than Nikki Cross. Better than the Bellas. Better than Paige. Yeah, that's... It's a solid looking Steve Austin. I feel like that's a totally serviceable Steve Austin. That's an expression Steve Austin would make, which fits right into their very cold expressions. Yeah, that's probably a new top 5. That's probably like that's a better than Sheamus. A little better than Keith Lee, not as good as Bobby Lashley. Sting 91. That's that jaw. There's something about it's whether it's the expression, whatever, that I feel like they have not captured Sting very well here. It's in this rock tier for sure. I feel like this is like the same thing I would say about the Piper one. I would say here, yeah. Sting 99. I think that's the full face paint. I think makes it easier to cover, but there's still something about the hair there that doesn't work for me. That's your Sting 99. Tamina. That's a decent Tamina. That's a decent Tamina. That's going high, a little higher than Sting. It's gonna go. That's better than Roman Reigns. Not as good as Shayna Baszler. Yeah, above Jey Uso. That's where we're going. Tamina. Ted DiBiase looks like he got beat the fuck up before showing up. What the hell? Like, that's not, you could do better than that. You should do better than that. Ted DiBiase deserves better than that. Still not as bad as the Hogan or the Flairs. Better than Paige. Better than Ember Moon. Not as good as the 2 members of the Viking Experience. Ted DiBiase. Titus O'Neil. That's okay. This is a decent Titus. You picture him doing his thing, falling over, doing the, that's features look a little exaggerated to me. Yeah. Yeah. Better than Bray, better than AJ, better than Angle. Titus O'Neil. Tommaso Ciampa, that's not terrible. He's got a fucking wild-eyed look to him most of the time anyway, right? Like they did okay on his facial hair. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. That's like better than Daniel Bryan, better than Andrade, not as good as Braun. All right, the science continues. Tony Storm, that's not Tony Storm. I mean, it's not Tony Storm, but that's gonna be better than the Sami Zayn, better than Matt Riddle, not as good as Kevin Owens. I'm gonna say. Tony Nese, that's a decent Tony Nese. That's a decent Tony Nese. That's like one notch up from Cassius Ohno for sure. Tony Nese. I don't think that's not. I mean, yeah, but this feels like something they could have spent a lot more time on. Well, what am I saying? This whole video game is that. I think you could do a better Trent Seven than that. But it's not terrible. It's probably still better than Owens. Better than Lars, better than Chad Gable, better than Kyle O'Reilly. I'll say right there. Better than Fandango, not as good as Humberto Carrillo. Trent Seven. Triple H, that's a good modern day Triple H. they've solved the Triple H hair problem in a pretty unique fashion, but then also brought it back. I will say, I think Triple H is thicker than this. When I think of Triple H in my mind, there's a wideness, well, not a wideness, but wider than this. This looks like skinny Triple H. I don't know. I feel like that could be better. Better than EC3. Not as good as Shelton Benjamin. We'll say better than Jinder Mahal. Not as good as Booker T. Now, Triple H 01. It's not the worst Triple H has ever looked in a video game, but I think, video game hair is still a problem, and I think that knocks him down to below Finn Balor. Trish Stratus, identifiable as Trish Stratus. The hair here hovering over the shoulders in a ridiculous way, because apparently they just had to ship this thing. I don't know. There are worse problems in this game than Trish Stratus's hair not hanging over her shoulders, but that's what we're judging here today. And don't you forget it. This is, it's not a great, it's better than, not as good as Ruby Riott. Not as good as Rusev, probably better than Curtis Axel, I'm gonna say. Tucker. That's an okay Tucker. I feel like they could have done a better job with Tucker. Otis is just a grease ball and it's hard to render him. Tucker, I feel like they could have done more. So Tucker gonna go down a little bit here. Tyler Bate, that's it's like Tyler Bate cosplay, kinda. That's kinda what that looks like to me. Not as good as Tony Nese. We're gonna put Tyler Bate in right here. Tyler Breeze, good face. That's Tyler Breeze. Hair looks a little weird, but Tyler Breeze has just been changing his look up. I don't know. That's he looks a little scrawny in the face and neck in a way that, I don't think he seems more fit than this. But where's Orton? We're gonna say that this is one notch better than Randy Orton. This looks like shit. This just looks like, I don't even know what the hell. This might be, it's worse than Maurice, not as bad as Becky Lynch. I don't understand, that's just, it looks so bad. That's a decent Undertaker. That's a decent Undertaker. That's a good looking Undertaker. Someone spent some time, someone came in on the weekend and said, I like The Undertaker. I'm going to make sure that Undertaker looks fucking good. And they're like, yeah, but what about Ultimate Warrior? And everyone said, man, fuck that guy. That Undertaker, I'm going to say, is going to go, we're going to fix Marl Henry's name here. We're going to put Undertaker right there. Better than Tozawa, not as good as Mark Henry. Undertaker 02, throwing these fucking soup bones. I think they could have done a better job at capturing the Undertaker of that era instead of just using the exact same model and redressing it a little bit. I think that that's fucking whack, but it still is a pretty decent Undertaker. So we're going to say that that's going to be better than Booker T, not as good as Eddie Guerrero. Undertaker 02. Keep rolling. That looks like shit. See, for the Undertaker 91, they did a different face because I don't know if you know this, there were two Undertaker. put Underfaker in the game. Yeah. This is like the WWE All-Stars, like the same thing we said about Andre, I think applies here, where I think that looks better than Triple H 91, better than Finn Balor. Johnny Gargano has the same kind of like cartoony look here. Velveteen Dream, I think, deserved more attention than he got here. This is not a terrible Velveteen Dream, but I think that there's an over-the-top nature of that they've missed here. I'm going to say that that's better than Elias, better than Adam Cole, better than Mojo, better than EC3, better than Brock, not as good as Cesaro. Velveteen Dream. It's not a great X-Pac. I feel like this is like, they split the difference between X-Pac then and X-Pac hosting a podcast now. Like it feels like a weird middle ground. Where's our Okay. Triple H. Oh, when I wrote Triple H 91, it was Triple H 01, wasn't it? Yeah, he was not. There's your problem. I think this is better than that, but not as good as Finn Balor. Yes. Yeah, but the first match in this game that I played as Mr. Woods. I wonder if they gave extra attention to him, knowing that he would be streaming the game. It's not, the hair's not. That's not bad, but you know, like I don't think they've captured his essence. That intangible, that it factor, if you will. But it's not bad. It's not a bad model. Not as good as Samoa Joe. Better than Mark Andrews. Zack Ryder. It's close. It's close to Zack Ryder. Still, like it's not. It's like it's probably Zack Ryder. I'm gonna say not as good as Drew Gulak. Better than Liv Morgan. Zelina Vega. No, that's not. That's not Zelina Vega. I mean, it kind of is. Zelina Vega, another character that deserves better than this model for sure. She's been a fun character. Zelina Vega probably, let's say, worse than Beefcake, better than Alicia Fox. All right, there you have it. Now, we have to count this down. We're gonna recap here. Whew. The worst model in all of WWE 2K20 is Molly Holly. I like Molly Holly. Then we got these Becky Lynches, which is even crazier when you figure she's on the box for the fucking game. Ultimate Warrior, terrible. Maurice, terrible. Mandy Rose, not a good rendition of Mandy Rose at all. Candice LeRae did a bad job. Asuka, Jake Roberts, Mia Yim, Savage. The Savage is terrible. The Jake Roberts is so bad. That Hogan looks like just a drunk dude that they dressed up like Hulk Hogan, which those flares are pretty bad. Shawn Michaels 97. When I envisioned, hey, this is something we need to do. This is a service that we absolutely must perform here at the end of the year. The Shawn Michaels 97 was definitely the image that I had burned into my head of like, man, fucking look at this. Rhea Ripley, Matt Hardy, Bo Dallas, Chyna, Alicia Fox. Now, there's a lot of, you've been here this whole time. I don't necessarily need to recap it for you. Let's just get up to the top here. And find the line from which I think they are good. I'd probably say the line is probably the Mark Andrews line of like, John Cena's like, fine. Mark Andrews looks good. Xavier Woods looks good. Samoa Joe, Gentleman Jack Gallagher, Big E, Rowan, Roderick Strong, Christian, Jinder Mahal. It's a good looking Jinder. They got, again, the vascularity. Triple H, Booker T, Undertaker 92, Eddie Guerrero, Goldberg, Daniel Bryan, Andrade, Tommaso Ciampa, Braun Strowman, Shelton Benjamin, Ricochet, Mr. McMahon, Akira Tozawa, I think was the first early standout about like, hey, some of these actually look fine. Undertaker is a good looking Undertaker. Mark Henry, it's a solid looking Diesel. The Diesel looked way better than the Kevin Nash, which was weird. It was a pretty good looking Carmella, I thought. Sheamus, a solid Sheamus. Keith Lee, I thought looked really good. Keith Lee's really good. Also, it's a solid Steve Austin. His features fairly basic. Dude's got a goatee. It's easy facial hair to do in a game compared to some of the other stuff. He's bald. Bobby Lashley, again, no hair there. It's a good-looking Bobby Lashley. Again, missing his favorite pose. I think that there's obviously a huge opportunity for like a mini-game collection around Bobby Lashley's favorite pose. It's a good-looking Batista, but really, Baron Corbin. This guy looks like Baron Corbin. That's just a fucking, there you go. Look at that asshole. He's so good at being that asshole on television. And I think they've captured every single bit of that here in this model. The pre-King era, the pre-King Corbin era. And so congratulations to Baron Corbin for getting the long end of the stick as far as WWE 2K20 is concerned. A low bar, to be sure. Boy, what a train wreck of a video game. I guess the last thing I'll say is it probably can't be easy to dedicate time to rendering this many characters. It's a lot of fucking characters. It's probably really hard work to get all that right. Because if it was easy to get it all right, they would have done a better job than this. Do you think they'll do better next year? Maybe they'll skip a year. Maybe they need to skip a year, right? Congratulations to Baron Corbin once again. We'll be back next year to see how it all shakes out all over again. No, we probably won't. Maybe we will. I don't know.